God is so into me, but I don't want to feel this close to God by myself. I want you here with me. Feeling so loved by God. Like yesterday, my husband called me. I missed a call from him at exactly 3:11. So I'm staring at this 3:11. I said, God, is that you talking to me? Because the 3:11 points me to the verse from Psalms 46:10 to be still and know that he is God. Right? So I'm looking at this 3:11, just reminded to just be still and to know that God is in charge of everything in my life, every aspect of my life. My God is with me, right? That I can be still and trust him. So as I'm going home later on that night, some hours later, I'm listening to, I asked God, like, which one of my brother Carrie's messages to listen to. Carrie is my God influencer guy. And I'm just randomly, like, clicking on one. And can you believe if it's a message from Carrie about this exact verse from Psalms 46:10? Listen.
And you know of our concerns for you.
He was reading another message first.
And also I want to read from Psalm 46:10 that says, he says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth.
So here I am, looking at this 3:11 like a crazy person. God, are you telling me to be still right now? And only for Carrie, of all the verses in the Bible, for him to read that Psalms 46:10. And nobody could tell me, oh, that was just a coincidence. I have 1,000 messages of Carrie on that YouTube playlist. And for God to just say, yes, Nick, listen to this one. Be still, my boo. It's just another glimmer of his presence with me, guys. And Carrie's take on this be still is so comforting. Listen, let me see if I could play a little bit for you guys.
Today I am grateful for God's word, obviously, and something Dion said, the uncanny ability that God has given me to try my best to manage, expectations and people and my blessings, so this verse, the Psalms verse, right? It says, be still and know that I am God. But when we think of be still, we think of like, be still and just like stop moving, right? But in the original Hebrew text, like in Hebrew itself, that verse actually translates into something else, What it translates into is, let go and know that I am God. And when I found out that that's what that context meant, it hit me like a ton of bricks, See, when you be still, like, it's okay to like be still and know that like God is in control, obviously. But being still mean that in some form of way you could still hold on to something. Like you could plant your feet firm into the ground and still hold on to something, And you know that he is God, but you holding on. But when you look at the Hebrew, like how it was originally written, letting go and know that I am God, it gives it a whole different context to me. Like letting go means that like you give up on it. Like God, I don't want nothing to do with it no more, that's yours. Whether it be like if you in a bad financial position and you don't see a way out, you just, instead of you holding on to every day saying, Lord, I don't know where I can get this money from. Lord, I don't know how this can happen. You let go and say, Lord, that's yours. I know it can happen. This yours. This ain't no longer for me. This all you. You see? Because, and that is the original way that he meant for it to be. He didn't mean for us to say, be still. Then we translated it into English, right? Like, be still, being still is important. Don't get me wrong, because sometimes you need to be still to see God work. But if you really, 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 really want to see God work, let it go. Let it go. It could be anything in your life. It could be you worrying about like a bill. It could be you worrying about a spouse. It could be you worrying about your own children. But sometimes you just have to let it go. Give it to him. And when it translates back into English, if that's the way that you understand and relate to it, when you let it go, just be still then and watch it work. Give God an opportunity to be God. Remember, that's something that I always used to say to everyone in here. Let God be God. You understand? Like, I was watching this TikTok video, right? And it was saying,
you guys get that? Let God be God, guys. That we could just show up every day, be great every day, and know that God himself is behind the scenes of our lives, doing things that we can't do, guys. Do you hammer? Do you hammer? Do you hammer? We could just show up, shine bright for him, and know that he's with us. He's standing with us, guys. That we could go to the most difficult paths, and we could know that we're not going to these paths alone. That God is there, like he already has the solutions to every problem that we have. It's just for us to learn his voice, guys, and follow wherever he leads us. Even when he leads us on these tough paths, like me and my daughter Julie are laughing because we prayed and we say, God, give us hard things to do. Let's do hard things for you. And now that the hard things are here, we're like, God, I don't know. Well, for me, I'm like, God, I don't know. I think you should remove me from your tough soldier list. But no, but this God is doing so much for me, guys. I said, God, I'm on the toughest soldier list. Let me do everything in my life to glorify you. Let me bring the whole world closer to God. To you, like if you're not rolling with God, you're missing out. There you have it, you're missing out. And even we're at the lowest of the low, we can get on the ground, on the dust, and say, God, we worship you. God, we praise you.